Hi everybody, welcome to an impromptu live stream. So you guys don't know this and you'll find out tomorrow when you watch 10, but we were supposed to be going down to the San Francisco Bay Area to film, socially distance or physically distance film, a very cool electric catamaran that was in the area. We were going to be filming it. We kept it quiet because we didn't know for sure if it was going to happen, and it's not going to happen. So my partner Kate and I, this is my wife Kate, as opposed to the Kate Walton Elliott that you normally see on screen, she and I were going to drive down to the San Francisco Bay Area, and we were going to physically distance while we went. It included making drinks. We have a portable camping stove in the back. We were going to be making our own drinks on the road. We have bottled water that we brought with us from home that we were going to cook with. We have a cool bag full of all kinds of other things. We have, all of the snacks. So basically we were going to be driving 500 miles without going in anywhere apart from visiting the restroom. Where we are right now, which is Sunderland in Oregon, there's even a porta potty over there, or a porta cabin, loo, whatever you want to call it. And so we really are keeping ourselves very isolated from other people. We have a HEPA filter in the car, so we felt confident that we could safely drive down to the Bay Area to film this boat. Very, very excited. Electric catamaran that we were going to go and film, but we are about 180 miles in the trip. We left at just after 7 this morning. It is now midday, and we got a message just after we'd left where we now are saying, sorry guys, we're going to have to cancel. One of the team has developed cold symptoms and therefore everyone is self-isolating. California is just about to put in a coronavirus lockdown order anyway, so we're about 180 miles from our home. We're going to turn around and go back. And I know a lot of people are going, what is this video about? I'm getting to it. So we ran a little bit of a cool experiment this morning, and that is this. Is it better to drive fast and stop more to charge, or is it better to drive more slowly and when you get to a charging station, charge to as full as you possibly can? Now this charging station, Sutherland, Oregon, it's outside of Dairy Queen, is about 180 to 190 miles from where we live, from our house. And normally in the summer, on a nice day, I can confidently drive from there, from my house, to this charging station. And because we fairly regularly make this trip to film, what we have decided today was to do the opposite of what we normally do. Normally we'll get on the freeway, we'll sit at between 50, 55, we'll take our time, 55, maybe 60 in some parts, and we'll make that trip and not stop to charge. Now in this case, we got all the way, in August, we got all the way from my house to here with Erin, and we didn't stop. It was just Erin and myself. We had a trailer on the back. We did this leg without stopping. We did actually stop, but we didn't charge somewhere. But this time, because of the new battery software in the car, which restricts the maximum charge to 95% state of charge because of potentials with the battery management system, etc., we decided to do the opposite. Now, we left the house at 7 and we arrived here first time around at about 10:30. It's now noon because we kind of went up the way a bit and had to turn around and come back. But we were actually between 30 and 45 minutes quicker driving at the speed limit, or maybe just a little bit over, and stopping to charge. My wife is laughing, I have no idea why. We stopped to charge for literally, I think it was 18 minutes, and went from like 25-30% up to just over half, and then came here rather than drive all on one charge. And the benefit seems to be, as I say, 30 to 45 minutes for just a single hop, or maybe a double hop, whichever way you want to look at it. Now, right now we're at 23 kilowatts, so I think we should unplug and then do the reverse of what we did this morning and head back and charge until the car says we'll stop where we stopped coming down, and then we can head back home, or maybe stop closer to home. So the idea is that no, I was driving that bit. I'm just saying I drove that bit, so my wife is driving the bit back. But what it appears to be is that there is definitely a major improvement if you don't charge your car to full every time. And a lot of people have said this, and I understood it theoretically, but today we demonstrated it 100%. So we are driving a 2017 Chevrolet Bolt LT, my car. And so with the Chevrolet Bolt, it charges at a maximum charge rate of 55 kilowatts until you get to about 60%, and then it starts to taper off. When you get to 70%, it's charging at a rate of about 20 to 25 kilowatts. So that last bit of the state of charge is pretty slow. And to sit there and wait for your car to charge up to 100% can take more than an hour if you're using a rapid charging station and you were really empty when you pull in. But if you have the methodology and the mindset of pulling into a rapid charging station with between 5 and 15% state of charge in the battery pack, you don't want to go really below 10 ideally, because when the battery is really low, it's a slower charge rate. But if you pull in between 10, around that 10%, you then have a really sort of 50 to maybe 60% state of charge. Your car is charging nice and fast, and then you hop to the next charger. Now, some people have said in the past that that's not the best way to do it. You should drive for 3 hours, charge all the way up to 90%, drive for 3 hours, charge all the way to 90%. And that certainly doesn't appear to be how it's worked best here. And I know this is a bizarre video to be recording on a Friday, but in 10 tomorrow, I do actually mention that we're going on a trip and everybody needs to stay safe, and if you don't have to travel, please don't. And then on Sundays 10, Sundays, Sunday Musing, I am talking about the fact that we have made this trip, which we haven't. We decided not to take the trailer after all, because my wife doesn't like driving with a trailer on. She doesn't like reversing with a trailer, do you? No, she doesn't like doing that. So we decided that we could just put everything in the back, and now we're heading back home. So that really is the long and the short of this. It's a shame that we don't get to try out this fantastic new electric catamaran, but it is what it is. Whose car are you using? That is a fantastic question. We're driving in Artemis, my car. Orion is back home. Now, we didn't bring Orion, a 2017 Bolt Premier, and Artemis is a 2017 Bolt LT, and I believe their VIN numbers are pretty close, so they probably rolled off the production line at a similar time. The reason why we're taking my car rather than my wife's car, even though her car's got more bells and whistles like the lane keep assist and the leather seats and the heated rear seats that she really likes, and she's nodding because she really likes those things, my car only has about 53,000 miles on the clock, and hers has 90 something, 80, high 80s, low 90s, I'm going to say. So because of the battery issues that are problematic for Bolts right now, even though GM has stepped in and has issued this battery software update and temporary fix for what ultimately will be a longer recall. I want to make sure that her car stays under 100,000 if at all possible, and so we took mine. So that's the reason why we did that. Anyway, there you go, categorical proof. If you want to drive an electric car on a long distance trip, it is far, far more beneficial to do that hop procedure. You leave with a full charge, or as full as the car will let you in this case. You stop when you're nearly empty, you charge up to about half to 3/4 full, or not even that, you half to maybe 60%, and then you get to the next quick charging station and you hop, which means that your hops, instead of being a couple of 100 miles, are maybe 120 miles